Blimey, how do I start this one? Hello there, my intrusive little thoughts. You remember that little incident in 2019 where a virus fucking roared out the planet? Well, big gamer Sony did something surprisingly human for such an out of touch big company and started releasing certain games for free out of the kindness of their bottom line. That was how I discovered My Big Sister via Journey. Journey was not the sort of game that I'd usually play. It was there and it was free. And yeah, best decision of my life. We've not had the most exciting of lives. Journey was an experience. More than a game with complex mechanics, skills to learn, or story to marvel at. It was well, I'm stuck for words. It was an experience. One impossible to have in real life or any other medium, that proudly stands its ground and proclaims, this is what video games are capable of. And apparently, I didn't even get it at its best, because I wasn't able to play it alongside others, which I hear is somehow supposed to improve the experience. I don't really get it because it works amazingly well as a lonely, isolated quest through the ruins of an ancient civilization, and occasionally chatting up what I can only assume is a god. I don't know what having other people would have added, but I enjoyed it as it was. So, yes, this is still not the promised video of My Big Sister. My bad. And it actually is my bad. You see, I really wanted to have an email interview with Stranger Games to add some flesh to my video, but for all sorts of reasons, social media sucks, his website is down and we couldn't find his email, plus we had to fight our anxiety the whole time. It took me a while. I did it though, and Stranger responded to me, so now I'm waiting for his answers, but it's taking a bit of time. I could finish the video anyway and just include his answers when I cover the prequel, Ashina the Red Witch, but I figured I'd buy some time with another video. And as I'd played and recorded Journey, just to get a few clips for that My Big Sister video, I might as well cover this one. Journey was released in 2012 for the PlayStation 3, 2015 for its PS4 port, and in 2019 for Windows and iOS. Developed by that game company, Journey was published by Sony Computer Entertainment originally, and, I hate this name, Annapurna Interactive for the 2019 release. That game company are pretty interesting actually. Founded in the University of Southern California by two students, Genova Chen. No, we won't make the obvious one. Is it a joke? Is it a reference? We're not sure. And Kelly Santiago in 2006. It seems that their interest is in creating emotional, what I'm calling experience games, or experiential games. I can decide on that some other time. Such as Journey. And they started off with Flow and Flower. I haven't actually played their first game, Flow, and I couldn't quite figure out Flower. Like, what are we trying to do here? What are we accomplishing? We could do with just a little bit more direction, please. But their third game, Journey, whew, amazing. I've seen their fourth game, Sky, Children of Light, quite a bit in passing. And now that I know who made it, I'm going to give it a go. I actually need to make a note of that somewhere. By the way, Annapurna also published What Remains of Edith Finch, which, while I haven't played it myself, I did watch Mr. Craven play it, and I thought it was beautiful. It's what I've described in the video that hasn't come out yet. Oops. As using the game medium to create an empathetic, immersive bond with the player character, despite the lack of mechanics. People who use the term walking simulator derogatorily are apparently unable to form this bond for whatever reason. And we aren't being judgmental here. We struggle to get into isometric or point and click games. Maybe it's just not what we want from a game. Maybe it's just not what we need to get invested. But I personally love what can be done with them. But we do kind of despise games, the like of which David Cage makes, though. That dude wants to make edgy movies, but is stuck with video games apparently, and fuck playing those. I want games, not interactive cutscenes. Plus, I don't really like having actors in games either. I honestly don't even really like using motion capture in games either, because the medium of video games can have more character through animating without motion capture and by creating entirely new characters, new people that aren't just an actor we already know. I mean, it's a different medium, so why not use what it has to offer instead of falling back on a medium that's, if anything, already massively oversaturated? But I also get that sometimes it's just more appropriate. We nearly went off on a full tangent there. Our bad. We never really get to talk about it. There is a story here, but it's a hard one to figure out. Not hard like the My Big Sister video we haven't put out yet, but hard as in there's a bunch of clues you can pull information from, but you have to interpret that information and put the story together yourself. I need to clarify here that because I've already written the script for My Big Sister, I'm fully aware that I will be complaining about stories that feel incomplete and have to be finished by the player, as opposed to stories that are just vague and need to be put together by the player. Journey is the latter, where you put together the stories, but through tidbits that are given to you. But honestly, the story isn't the important part of Journey. The important part of Journey is the journey, the experience as a whole. And the story just adds a little to that. Not to say that My Big Sister has an incomplete story. It's just, watch the video, you'll hear all about that. Journey, I believe, is about recovering from a world destroyed by the misuse of their natural resources. Who are we, the player character? I don't know. We appear to fall from the sky, and yet also look like one of the locals. Standing in a desert, one of the first things we come across looks like a graveyard, buried in the desert. We can't interact with these, we can't read anything. These grave markers simply exist. Throughout our travels, we will discover half-destroyed murals and a glowing, angelic-like figure, both of whom share with us events from when the world still lived. Strange ribbon-like carpets flow in the dry desert winds, and if we sing to them, they will return to life, bestowing on us the energy to fly. We will rely on their gifts throughout the game to dance through the air, refueling by singing to those nearby, occasionally flying alongside bigger creatures that will endeavour to keep us topped up. Sometimes we will sing to unlock strange devices from which smaller, carpet-like handkerchief creatures will be freed, and these little scraps are alive and are attracted to us, also fueling our fight and chirping their own excited songs. It's pretty clear that our journey is to free these little guys from the strange devices, but how did they get trapped in there in the first place? And these aren't the only life forms we will meet. They're all carpet-looking, deep red with golden trim and glowing runes. There are many, many different life forms, all friendly and all empowering your flight. And they all need saving. But from what? It seems something went wrong. Comparing the murals to the world as it is now, it went wrong a long, long time ago. So let's break things down. These little critters have the ability to empower others with flight. How exactly doesn't matter nearly so much as the fact that it does. And this energy might not necessarily be limited to flight. And honestly, even if it is, there's a ton you could do with that. The murals show large developing cities and grand structures, apparently powered by these creatures. And while exploring the remains of these structures, we find many trapped creatures. Early on in the game, it becomes clear that these friendly little creatures were poached in large amounts and held within these tiny containers, with barely any left to be found roaming in the wild. These containers are metal grey, boxy, relatively small, maybe the size of a van. And once unlocked, a flood of the gold trimmed handkerchiefs fly out. But what are these containers? We may just find out once we fall underground. In sharp contrast to the bright, dry, but hopeful surface, where you can see to the bright horizon, this underground has you closed in. Dim, green-lit caverns lead you hopefully back to the surface, but they also hide something. These are not monsters, despite the noises they make and the sheer malevolence with which they pursue anything that will fly through the air. These monstrosities are clearly not alive. They are no more than machines, designed to poach our little cloth friends in whatever form they take, tilling the air like a farmer tills the ground. They are reapers of anything that can fly and empower others. I think what happened here is pretty clear. Our little cloth friends, with their ability to dance in the air, filling the sky with musical chirping, were too temptingly exploitable. It wasn't enough that these beautiful creatures gifted them with the ability to fly, to dance in the air alongside them. The residents of this world wanted more. So they hunted these friendly beings and trapped them within mechanical monsters, powering them as they hunted their kin. This allowed the people to create an incredible civilization with flight, monorails, and what looks like it could be space travel. I suspect eventually there was some form of space travel, allowing survivors to escape, which might be where we came from. And this is where things get a little more uncertain in my mind. Not that anything is particularly clear, but this especially is kind of foggy. Some event clearly happened, putting the civilization under enough strain that they sought to flee. What was it? Was it a natural backlash to the ruthless domination of such wonderful innocent creatures? Did these creatures do more for the environment than realized, resulting in some catastrophe? Or was what happened entirely separate from their actions but devastating them all the same? I believe that, whatever the cause, the climate changed. For the entire journey, we are focused on a mountain sitting ahead of us, and as we approach, temperature changes rapidly, and we lose our ability to fly. We can still sing to our friends, waking them up from their frozen sleep to lend us their power, but that energy quickly drains from us, even when we aren't actively flying. So we walk, and walk, and walk. The cold is intense and lethal, and clearly saps the power of flight. But where did it come from? And how far did this winter once spread? Did the climate change result in the loss of the power that these people relied on, causing their entire civilization to collapse? Did their greed cause this? Unknown. It's clear that the abuse of natural resources and possible pollution of the planet led to this devastation. Something that any idiot who isn't too busy screaming about woke or DEIs will be able to see clearly parallels what we are doing to our own world. But exactly how? I'm not sure. I'm also not sure what the point of our journey is either. We reach the top of the mountain, we meet a bunch of angels who seemingly empower us to break through the snow, bringing warmth and life back to the mountain and those frozen within. Journey is a story about the sheer joy of returning to nature to help it heal, all while it helps us. Beautiful! I don't know how much of this I can explain. The beauty of the world, the way the setting sun shimmers off of the water-like sands, and the contrast of those sands to the shadows as we surf behind silhouetted pillars. Oh, so pretty. And the music fits every second of this beautiful stimuli. The desert has never been so beautiful. The music was composed by one Austin Wintory, by the way. Credit where credit's due, needed to give him a shout out. The underground is appropriately dank looking, but the strange green light is ethereal, lending it a ghastly beauty of its own. And the mountaintop is, say it with us, kids, beautiful. Pure white, broken only by the stark greys of stone outcrops, and the mournful icy blues that hide the deep reds of our frozen flying carpet friends. It's a painful beauty. Its aesthetic is one of cold, clean death, as snow and ice so often is. Given that so much of the experience is the visuals, and how that works with the music, and how to explain this, it's so difficult to explain that it's not just the incredible visuals and music, but the fact that we are engaging with it that makes the whole thing so incredible. I'm sorry, I really don't know what else to say except that maybe the chirps and chirps of the happy little creatures are adorable. This isn't my best work ever, but writing this has helped me discover weaknesses in myself that I can work on, such as how does somebody describe an experience? Not just, oh, I got shot and this is how I explain it. This is a different, it's not an event, it's not a story, it's just sheer experience. And how do you describe that? I mean, I guess that would be poetry. So I guess this script has actually reminded me of a weakness I'm already pretty sore about. I mean, seriously, I went to university for writing, but I can't say I studied writing, and I'm kind of bitter about that. I mean, the poetry lecturer told me that my poems were wrong, but not how, why, or what I should do to answer those questions myself. He was purely vibes based, and you cannot teach if all you know is vibes. This game, Journey, is fucking poetry, and I cannot do it justice with prose. For now, I'm focusing on other things, and this is just a filler video, so I won't be working on a story for this one. I'm trying to get at least one video out every 2 months to be happy. For now, that is. We are aiming to release more than that eventually. We're just still working on the process. I have started writing up 300-word reviews of the games I cover on my blog, alongside the stories I should be writing. It's more for practice for anything. Maybe I can use it as a portfolio for a job. But check out my blog anyway, because it's there, and seeing the numbers goes up makes me happy. Yeah, I've also decided that I'm very unhappy with my microphone. I'm pretty sure it's not picking up the nuances I'm trying to put down, so I'm seriously looking into a new one. I could be wrong, and the flaw is on me, but a good mic will prove that, so it's a win-win either way. And on top of that, I still need to figure out how to cancel the acoustics of my new apartment, because it is echoey in here. As of editing, rewriting, re-editing, rewriting again, we've actually ordered some new sound stuff, so here's hoping we haven't wasted money we can't really afford, and hopefully our not next but next video will sound a lot better. If you have a criticism about my video, something you don't like, something I could do better, let me know. Yes, that's right, I'm asking for trolls. Criticism is how creatives get better, but please be clever about it. If you are too obvious in your trolling, I'll do the obvious. Be clever and trick me. Try it. So here's a little extra with my brand new microphone that I don't know how to use just yet. Flow is a simple snake-like game where you play a creature. Maybe it's an amoeba or some other small water critter that travels deeper into the sea, eating and growing as it does. At some point during the game, you can somehow unlock different creatures that play in slightly different ways. There are smaller creatures that you will eat in order to grow in size, and there are some equal sized or even bigger creatures than you that will either mind their own business until you attack, or will proactively go for you. Some creatures appear to require that you have eaten another creature that temporarily puts you into a sort of attack mode, while others have defensive skills that keep you at bay. In terms of the controls, it's extremely simple, but is let down by an insistence on using the motion controls, with no option to just play with the thumbsticks. Flow is very pretty in a very simple way, and it has some very pleasant sounds and music. But I don't think it has a particular end goal, and certainly no narrative. So it's really better to be played as a chill time killer. And honestly, I think I may do that. That may be what I've been looking for. It's great, you can just relax and play. Flower was pretty fucking deceptive. Initially, it seems as if you are playing another simple snake-like. You play as a flower petal, and you will gain more petals as you make contact with various flowers, causing them to bloom until you are flying through the air like some sort of awesome Chinese petal dragon. During level 4, I was thinking I'd played enough. I'll quit. I need a piss and I've got stuff to do. I thought I'd seen what the game had to offer, and oh no, that was unexpected. Drawn in by this sudden drama, I admittedly reluctantly continued playing, and found that the game was slowly revealing its true agenda. I'm not totally sure what that agenda is. I'm not sure what the message is. Is it about returning to nature? About coexisting with nature? Or that nature should destroy us all? Regardless, we get some pretty intense and very often beautiful moments throughout the next few levels. Surviving collapsed and sparking towers, traversing cities to revive the plants within, fucking rampaging through artificial constructs after gaining huge destructive power from our plant allies. Unfortunately, the game is let down by, yes, the motion controls. Sure, I could probably practice until it's become second nature, but surely an hour-long experiential game should be no more than just pick up and play. At least offer us some thumbstick controls. I mean, I get that would actually take a lot more effort to implement, but as a consumer, I want the option. And at least they did end up doing that for Journey, because that would have been a lot less fun without that option. The visuals and music are wonderful in Flower. Serene when necessary, but simple with some dark brass instrumentation when it suits. And this is complemented by sound design that really helps to set the feel that the devs want. Flowers will often play a musical note when blooming. Maybe it'll be a guitar or a piano or maybe a synth. But it helps us to instinctively understand that this is a positive thing. But when things start to get dark, those notes begin to sound off-tune, atonal, intensifying the unsettling vibe from the rest of the aesthetic changes. So what if the planet finally woke up to what we were doing to it? What if it started to pour energy into the plants, instinctively understanding that we humans would abuse them, spreading them and their power across the globe and throughout our cities? Naturally, the planet wouldn't be thinking nor planning, nor would it simply settle for what little good these enhanced flowers scattered across the globe could do for it. Once the process had begun, the planet wouldn't hold back. It wouldn't restrain itself with mercy, as that is a human and very intelligent trait. By the time that we've realized we have incorporated the Earth's very own weapon against us throughout all of our infrastructure, it would be too late. The petal dragon would be loose, and it would be gaining power, as not only its flower allies gift their own power to it, but that which we had extracted to use for our own purposes would be ready to be used against us. Or the story could just be about nature is good, let's not fuck it up any further.